Chevrolet C60.
I have to climb in it. Oh my god.
Oh. It's like early DSG.
Lars, I think you've got a little something on your back, mate.
It's hot.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to another wonderful episode of Monky London. Today we are going to be carrying on with Gareth's S14. Lewis is making up some plates because he wants lots of holes blanked, just moving off the engine bay a little bit for him. I will be carrying on. I started making the exhaust for my Lexus because the old one's absolutely horrendous, blowing everywhere, which you guys would have seen in the previous video. So we're going to be cracking on with that. We've got a couple of cars that's here at the moment. So we've obviously got my GT. I've actually been using this the last few days because the Lexus has been sitting there having its exhaust done. MR2 here, we are waiting for a bracket for this for the alternator. So once that arrives, that will be done. Green S15 for Harvey. This is just waiting for waiting for us to get service done, and speedo converter. The Pulsar, we are going to have to get maybe a new inlet or some pipes. Some of them are very, very corroded. We've taken the inlet off and it's not looking great, unfortunately, so it's not just a case of simple change some water pipes. Martin's R34, definitely the nicest car we have here today. And this is Dan's green S14, which is back for a clutch. Annoyingly, it's a warranty clutch job. Some reason I won't say which manufacturer, but the clutch actually seems to have a bit of a fault, so we're waiting for a new clutch to turn up on that because it's some reason started slipping, and it's only just over stock power, so there's no reason for it to slip. We suspected oil leak, crankshaft oil seal, but it's not. So yeah, we're going to be cracking on in the workshop. Somebody graffitied Gareth's new bonnet, not me. This is just where we're at with the exhaust so far. So this tailpipe is all done. Haven't gone for anything too fancy. It's literally kind of I want it to almost look OEM. It is just a 4-inch, nice looking tailpipe really, but yeah, it kind of looks like it should be there, so that's quite cool. A lot nicer than the original system. Originally there would have been 2 extra cats here and a silencer in this section here, so I have taken those out. We have started it with no exhaust. Noisy bastard. Tried starting it with no exhaust, and it's actually surprisingly not that loud on idle, but when you rev it up, it is quite loud. So I'm hoping with the 2 silencers at the back, it will keep it quiet enough to make my neighbours not want to stab me every time I come home. But not loud enough so you can actually hear it's a V6. It is a nice sounding engine, so you kind of wanted to open that up a little bit. Plus the old exhaust was blowing so badly, lots and lots of holes. So yeah, we're going to crack on with that, and yeah, I'll show you all guys once we've got it all done. So I've just got to do this last box here. Nothing connected either end at the moment, so we've just got to do that. It's just going to have a sleeve joint here, just like this side here. I prefer to use sleeve joints like this rather than a V-band for a couple of reasons really. Firstly, look at the clearance you get. It's literally like an extra millimetre or so. So the clearance is a hell of a lot better by going with this type of clamp and a sleeve. Secondly, it makes it a lot easier and quicker for me to make. So that makes me happy and means it's cheaper for a customer. Definitely a lot better. So I've just got 1 joint there. We've got 2 joints at the front over there. If I show you a V-band, you see the difference. So obviously this is just, it's nice, don't get me wrong. It's just a bit big and bulky. So having that on there, instead it's just, got all of this basically probably like a good 15 mil or so of less ground clearance, and some of the lower cars, it just doesn't really work. So won't be using V-bands for this, which is annoying because I actually did buy V-bands originally. That is the V-band for it. That's the 2¼ inch, I believe. But I decided against it. We've gone for some clamps like that. This is my super technical, expensive exhaust tailpipe spacing kit. Loving it, genius. So that's making sure that stays all nice and centralised while I'm working on it. I've already got 1 hanger up there, tack welded in. I'm just going to make the hanger for this side here to go up to this box, and then we can start carrying on making this little section here. And then we can start up and see what she sounds like. All completed, done the second back box on there now. So that's all on there. Just a couple of joints, little clamp. I did make a mistake and got the wrong size clamps. These are actually slightly too big, so they actually don't fully tighten up. Got new ones on order, they'll be here in a day or 2, so I won't be taking up the road until they're on there because they are still a little bit loose, which means everything's not quite sitting where I want it to. Relatively there, but yeah, it's just just going to move about a bit, so I'm not going to bother trying to go to town and make it sit perfect until I get those clamps and can actually clamp it down where it needs to sit. But yeah, generally quite happy. All looks okay. It's definitely 1,000 times better than the old one, which is what it's all about. And yeah, let's start it up and see what it sounds like. It's a bit funny, it almost sounds raspy at the moment. Yeah, I think that's right. It's not so loud that my neighbours want to stab me, but it's loud enough that you can actually hear it's a V6. So it sounds pretty good, I'm very happy with that. I will get a drive-by video tomorrow, next day, whenever the clamps turn up, so we can actually hear what it sounds like outside the car, and you know, hopefully let it coke up a little bit, because it will sound different from being new. Once all the insides are coked up a little bit, it will change the note slightly, it'll sound slightly different. So yeah, we're going to see what that's like tomorrow. Right guys, we actually have something very, very special here. Lozzie, and we have Lozzie, who is extremely special, of course. But Lozzie has just bought a brand new to him truck, which is
Chevrolet C16.
Look at this beast. Just stand next to it just so we can see the comparison.
Right.
Lozzie is 7'1", so obviously
yeah, I'm
just give you an idea.
7'1", but I still have to use a pile of bricks to get in the engine bay. So look, there's my shoulder to the bonnet.
Monster. Tight like me.
Yeah. It's just like getting a porn mag off a bloody new. Yeah, so we got in there, I think it's a 327 small block V8, which makes a whole 180 horsepower.
Whoa.
So,
8 cylinders, 180 horsepower.
That's probably why it still runs, because it's more lazy than me on a Sunday morning.
There's so much engine bay. Look, you can almost get another engine in there. Look at the space above it.
You know, I think we need some more cubic inches, you know what I mean? Every inch counts, ain't that right?
Yeah, well mate, every fucking mil counts for me.
Well, yeah. For me to do anything in there, I have to like... I have to climb in it.
You look like a child getting into the car. Texas farm truck actually is from Texas. We'll look through you guys, what's going on. Come into my office.
Hello.
So is a steering wheel.
I know. Well, my belly sits underneath it.
I feel like I'm zoomed in. It's like, my God. Like, that's my hand in comparison. Oh my God, that's amazing. These are clean, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to get my mate Rob to valet it. Look at this. Oh, look, it's a...
Oh, it's got something dead and mouldy on it.
Oh, that is droppings, isn't it?
Yeah, that's actually shit.
Oh.
There you go, look. This is where it's from. Canyon Highway. Amarillo, Texas.
1966.
Whoa!
Wow, that's got to be saved. That's the service history.
The fans work?
No. Don't need them where we're going.
Radio?
No, not yet.
This is like panoramic roof, but for your floor.
Yeah, that's the cool your feet.
Panoramic floor.
That's the handbrake. This is for the PTO for the tipper. Gear stick, and it has a 2-speed rear diff. So like maybe an 8-speed effectively, or having an overdrive. And it's only done 57,000 miles. Probably 8 times.
Of course, this is going to be heavy on steering, isn't it? No wonder why you need such a big wheel.
Yeah, that's why I've got big muscles, you see.
Yeah. Beast. Brakes are non-existent?
No, there's no brakes. Don't need them. Do the clutch as well as clutches. It's like early DSG.
That's just going to go in.
Oh, there goes the fuel.
That would be the end of the fuel. So you, my friend, are bullshitting.
Lying. Well, it's leaked out 20 litres of fuel.
What's all this stuff?
They are oversized reflectors that go on the load when you're bombing it down the Texas highway.
How many litres of fuel can it hold?
About 210.
Fucking imagine filling up with V-Power, you're paying that bill.
It does 8 miles to the gallon, maybe 10 on a good day. You've got a 70-litre tank behind you.
Oh, here, yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got the 2 saddle tanks, which I think are 20 gallons each, which is US gallons.
If you fill this one up here, does it feed the other 2, or you have to fill them all up individually?
It can do, yeah. It can pull it back through, but it depends. Well, no, actually, I suppose it depends on the position of the tap.
And where is the tap for these 3 tanks?
Under this seat here, under the floor.
Is this your NOS down here?
That's a fire extinguisher.
No, that's not as exciting.
No, but it is an action pump one, so you have to pump it really fast.
So you're in emergencies.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, they're really smooth as well.
Yeah, they're well greased. And then there's the wing mirrors, which need adjusting. Oh, what have you done? You pulled my knob off. Oh, look, the interior light works. That probably does the forward and reverse. Yeah.
Oh, so that engages PTO.
Yeah.
And that actually activates it.
Yeah,
maybe.
that would do that. But you have to dip the clutch, but because we've got no clutch.
You can't do it.
No. There you go. That's my C60. See it on the road soon. Ball of hauling. Feel my back as I get out.
Lars, I think you've got a little something on your back, mate.
Oh, not that little prick again. What do I do? Toss him off? Leave him on there.
Massive, massive wheels.
Very expensive. Just as much as probably a Lamborghini tyre. That's a Cummins oil filter, that is.
That looks like the size of a
Mate,
fucking
I
2 litre Coke bottle. Exhaust looking a bit kinky. Aye. Slightly restrictive on that V8 block. Planes.
That's the dealer.
Ah, okay.
It's still around now, so when I go to Texas next year, I'm going to go there.
I'm no expert, mate. I'm going to say this tyre's a little bit warm. Cops never know.
Nah.
So this here is, Loz, what is this? This is like the winch system. We used to have a tipper.
Yeah, it used to be a grain truck, so it would have a massive bed on there. We're skilled at editing. Scavs does some really good edits at the moment.
I know, I spend all fucking day editing.
Yeah, he doesn't do no work, he just does editing. That's why they look so sick at the minute.
What can we compare that to, just so you can kind of get an idea? That is Mahusive.
What's the biggest diff that you've ever worked on like
I mean,
R33, GTR?
Yeah, like, it's just, yeah, you don't really, they're all very similar, all like R200 kind of casings, all very fucking similar, aren't they? But that is, I would say that's probably width-wise about 18 inches. Is this your big bore 4 in here?
Yeah, that's Pecco, they hooked me up.
Decent. Looks like quality as well. Right guys, that does bring us to the end of today's episode. I hope you all guys enjoyed watching. As always, put any comments in the comment section, give us a like and a share, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!